Hey everybody, this is Dan, and this is a week 11 update video for Statistics Spring 2014. We are in the thick of statistical inference here in chapters 7, 8, and 9. Before spring break, we did our work on proportions, 1 and 2 proportions, hypothesis tests, and confidence intervals. This past week, we worked on means of one sample, two samples, confidence intervals, and a hypothesis test, and also paired data. And we introduced the t-distribution. This week, we are going on to deviations. These three sections, 7.4, 8.5, and 9.5, I would really encourage you to watch these three videos here by the author, and this is going to help you a ton. We also have some very good animations we're going to be introducing a chi-squared distribution and an F distribution. And those distributions can be found, I'll go back out here to chapters 7, 8, 9, textbook and review materials, and there's the formula sheets and tables. So there you will find the chi-squared and the F distribution. I'm not going to go over those too much right now. You can get those from the other videos, but they're a way of measuring variation. And if you think about it, there's really no chance of having zero variation, or you're just not measuring well enough to detect it, but there is always some variation. And this says, you know what, these are the more probable variations and these are the less probable. And this table gives you the area to the right. And then we also have our degrees of freedom here, and these are kind of like our alpha to the right and alpha to the left, or alpha divided by 2. So if I had a 99%, you'd have 0.005 to the right, and you have 0.995 to the right, which is the same thing as 0.005 to the left. So this is like the left tail and the right tail. And 98% would be here, and 95% would be here, and so on. So that's the chi-squared table. We also have the F distribution, and this is going to be used when we're talking about comparing, if we're doing hypothesis test between the two, and we're going to use the larger variance divided by the smaller variance and get in what we call the F statistic. And then this table actually has like alpha levels 0.01, 0.05, 0.025, 0.01. And so you're going to pick the appropriate table with the appropriate degrees of freedom, and you kind of look up the what they consider to be the critical values for those tests. And on your exam over this, I'm only going to give you one of these tables. So I'm not going to print them all out. But your homework may require you to use several of them. So they're here digitally for you to use. So another tough week here. We're adding 2 distributions, 3 sections of homework. The discussion board here over chapters 7, 8, and 9 is the hypothesis test one. And I would encourage you to do that this week. You have enough, I think, background to definitely do this. Create your own hypothesis test, talk about type 1 and type 2 errors, talk about how you would measure it, what statistic and p-value you'd look for. And yeah, so I think, and some of you may have even used, or may use some ones you did from chapter 1, which you were doing experiments about. You could revisit that one and now do a full-blown hypothesis test with it, a hypothetical hypothesis test. So a lot to be done right now. Definitely want to keep up. The deadline for 7.2, 8.2, 8.3, and 9.2 would be Monday the 31st. And then the deadline for these sections on means will be the following Monday. It's like April 7th, and then deviations is due on that Thursday, the 10th, and then the test needs to be completed by the 11th of April. So there will be a third exam, and then we'll have a fourth exam, which will include the last chapters, which is the final, the comprehensive final. So we're getting close here, but really encourage you to check out all those videos, and definitely post to under course content here. Remember, we have this FAQs discussion board. Post questions over the homework there. I may make an additional video here based on the questions I'm getting, so really encourage you, if you're getting stuck in some of your homework, to let me know. So yeah, we got a lot going on here, and and the solutions are posted for chapters 4, 5, and 6. I've posted it says textbook and review materials, and I've got tests here. So I've got the tests from spring 2014, the solutions the actual exam and a video going over those, so you can check those out and get the correct answers on those. A lot of you may not even check that out until you start reviewing for your final as well, but just want to let you know all those grades are up. So again, contact me. We have our office hour Monday night at 9 p.m. I would hope you could try to join either tonight or Monday the 31st or the 7th to kind of knock these chapters out, and I hope it goes well. So very happy with a lot of the grades. Oh, and a last thing. The last day to drop the course is April 1st, which is Tuesday. So I've only had a few students indicate that might be something they're interested in, but if that is something you're interested in, is dropping the course so this does not affect your college GPA, you need to do that by April 1st. So essentially Monday, you should do that on the 31st if you're going to do that. And you may want to just call me if you're interested in doing that. Call my office phone or go right to my cell, and we can chat about it to see if that's a good idea or not. So I'll talk to you later. Have a good week.